Hey crew! All right, we're going to do a math lesson now, and we're working on page 319. So if you haven't done it yet, or if you are done and you just want to check it over, at least the first few that we're going to go through, we're going to take a look at page 319. Also, you might want to get out your review and homework page for this one, which I think is it's page 163, 164, so we're going to talk about that a little bit too. Okay, so give me a second to get those. And then we're going to get ready to go. Okay? What we're going to do today is we're going to count by ones, we're going to count by tens. Now, counting by ones, we've been doing this for quite some time. The only difference now is we are working now with 3-digit numbers instead of just 2-digit or 1-digit numbers. So on number 1, where it starts out and it gives us 396, 397, and then it gives you a bunch of blanks there. Well, obviously what comes next is 398, and then 399, because we're kind of, now this is where sometimes it gets a little confusing for us, okay? When you get to 399, I have to think, without that 3, my next number would be 100. So I have to think, after 99, I'm going to the next 100, and the next 100 after 300 is 400, yeah. So don't go from 399 to like 310 or back to 300. We're still going up 1, and from 399 it goes to the next 100, which is 400, and then from there you just keep going. Don't forget the 0 in there when you go to 401 and 402 and so on, because that 0 needs to be in that spot. Otherwise, if I don't, it's 41, or if I put it the other way around, it becomes 410, which is not the number that we want to have. So make sure every time you get to 99, you go to the next 100 that's on there, okay? And this might happen a few times on this sheet, including number 3, where they do the same thing. They start at 297, 298, 299 comes next. Now that I'm at 99 again, but I'm at 299, that next number that comes next, what's the next 100? 300, okay? So just make sure you remember that. Every time you come to that 99, if it's 69, it goes to 70. If it's 29, it goes to 30. But that 99 is the one that gets a little confusing, okay? But that just goes to that next 100, which in this case, 300. In this case, it was 400, okay? So that's the first part, you're counting by ones. Now, when you're counting by tens, down towards the bottom of the page, beginning with, I think it's number 7, sorry. When you get to number 7, and it says 460, 470, now I don't need to worry about the ones place. We're just counting by 10, so I can almost skip this. I can drop the 0, cover up the 0, and I can see I'm counting 46, 47, because that's really what I have is 46 tens or 47 tens. We just say 460 and 470, but what comes next after 47 is 48 with a 0 behind it, which is 480, and then 49 with a 0 behind it, or 490, and then after 490, again, cover up the 0. What number comes after 49? 50 with a 0 behind it, which is also the number, 500. And again, 0 is still important here. I'm going to write then 51 with a 0 behind it, which is 510. And you keep right on rolling, okay? So again, when you get to the 49, the 79, the 39, just go to the next number, and then just keep putting the 0 behind it, because that's how we do that when we're counting by tens. So it's counting by ones and counting by tens. Now on the back side of the sheet, they're going to have you write the numbers. Just one thing I remind you of, because it's something that we did when we worked with 2-digit numbers, but something I want to remind you is how we write the 2-digit numbers. For instance, they give you the number down at the bottom. No, they don't do this on this page, do they? Not yet. We'll be okay. At the top they do. They give you the dashes there. And it says, number 13 says 100. How about we put an N in there? 100. 25. Now, one thing I want you to note on this 125 is, notice it say, like we talk about, 125. It just says 125, no and in there. And notice the dash that they put in there. So when we write these numbers, that's how we should write it. So when I see 125, then over here in the blank off to the side, 100, 2 10s is 20, and 5 1s is 5, 125. Not too difficult. Down on the bottom, make sure you write small enough, because on number 19, you have to start writing out numbers, okay? We're not going to do number 19 because number 19 is a pretty easy one. Let's do number 20. Okay? Number 20, the number that they give us is 650, right? So we're going to write out 6, this is our answer, 100. Ugh, jeepers. I'm having a hard time spelling the word 100 today. You know what this means, guys? I've been out of school too long. 650. Notice no dash here, because 50 is just here. We don't have 53, 55, 57, or anything like that. So 650, and that's how you write that down there. Now, something you can talk to mom or dad about today is some places where they might have to write out numbers like this. There is a certain place that they have to write out numbers. I know it's a place that I have to write out numbers, and that is on checks. If your mom or dad write checks of any kind, you have to, in a certain spot on the check, write out the number. And if it's a big number like this, they'd have to write that out. So say mom and dad are buying groceries at Kessler's or Ken's or Walmart or wherever they go. And they, instead of using their debit card, which a lot of people use a debit or credit card, maybe they want to write a check. Well, they might have to write out a big number if they buy a lot of groceries. It could be a number like $236. And they would have to write it like this, but then on a part of the check, they have to write it like this. And mom and dad can show you that at home, what a check like that would look like. But ask them, because they might have other places where they do that. If you look on your worksheet, you will see down in the corner of the page, right over here, they give you the page written out as a number, but then over on the other side, it's, oh, maybe it's not on this. Never mind. They don't do that on these pages. That was my other math book that they used to do that. But check with mom and dad, see if they know of any places where they might have to write it out or see it. Could be stuff that they have to do on the farm or in their other types of work, whatever it might be. They might have to write out numbers or read numbers that are written out like this. Now, the other thing I want to do is get your other sheet that I told you to get, your homework and remember sheet, the photocopied white sheet, and I want you on page 164 on there. On page 164, it says, number 4, stretch your thinking. And on the stretch your thinking, here's what it tells us to do. It says, Natalie practices the piano every day. Good for Natalie. Nice job. That's what you should do. On Monday, she practiced for 10 minutes. If she practices every day for 10 minutes, on which day of the week will she practice for 90 minutes? Huh. So, what they're saying is, here's Natalie playing her piano. All right, and here's her little bench. And here's Natalie. We're going to give Natalie some long hair, although I don't know, maybe Natalie has short hair. And she's sitting at her bench. And she's playing piano. La-dee-dee. And she loves to play piano, so she's smiling. So there's Natalie playing the piano. Now she's going to do this every day for 10 minutes. Okay? So, starting on Monday, she plays for 10 minutes. And then Tuesday, she plays for 10 more minutes. Now, how many minutes did they want us to get to? According to the problem, let's take a look. What does it say? It says, on which day of the week will she have practiced for 90 minutes? Okay. Now, if you keep going through like this, you're going to find you're going to get all the way through to Sunday, which is a full week, and you're not going to be in the 90 minutes yet. So what does that mean you're going to have to do? Yeah, start over with the next week. Now, here's my suggestion. You might need to get a calendar to do this, or you could use like a calendar on the phone, or maybe draw out something like this, like I have here, just to help you to see it, because you're going to have to go through the days of the week and then start over again, because that little Natalie, she's going to practice more than 1 week to get there. But what your answer is going to end up being is something like this. Your answer is going to be one of the days of the week. So it might be Wednesday, it might be Saturday, whatever day of the week you get to 90 minutes practice, that's going to be what your answer is going to be. And then tell me how you got there. Say, I counted it on a calendar, I counted by tens on my fingers, whatever you did to get to the correct day of the week. But that's how you're going to find it, okay? So count by tens, figure out what that is. And then make sure you spell the day of the week correctly. I know we practice a lot at school, but some of you still have to look at the calendar to see. Perfectly fine. Find a calendar. Usually there's a calendar on your parents' phone, or sometimes even on a computer if you want to use that one, to see how to spell the day of the week correctly that she ends on. I'm not going to tell you what day it is. You find out. Okay? But figure out how you do it and write it down on the paper and how did you get there. Got it? All right. Catch you later.